Okay, so today is February. Hey, Carrie finally made it on. Great. It's February 25th, 2019, and we are starting our Disney Bound series. And so I'm not going to use a PowerPoint this time. I'll talk you through some of the stuff, and then I want to leave it so that you guys are unmiked or unmuted and that you guys can ask questions as we go. Because my goal with helping you achieve Disney is so that you and your families can really experience travel with Pampered Chef. Because I've traveled a lot without Pampered Chef, but once you travel with Pampered Chef, my husband will attest to there's nothing like it. They put you up in these amazing, 5-star hotels. They have people that get you from the airport, and we've been put on shuttle buses and taken right to the resort, and they come with their little tongs, and they're handing you little face cloths to cool yourself and water bottles, and just we had like chocolate covered strawberries on our bed, and little like what you get in Disney, the little towels that are all look like swans and stuff. I mean, just amazing travel. So Disney obviously is a little bit different, but it's a beautiful resort in Disney. And so traveling with Pampered Chef, once you travel once, you will find that you don't want to miss a trip. So we're going to get started. The first thing we're going to talk about is the requirements. In order to earn Disney, you all need to know how to get to your tracker, your show tracker. So I'm going to start with, I guess I'll screen share, and forgive me if things go slow because I have that problem with my computer. Okay, so when you are on the website, you're going to be going to Consultants Connection, and then when you're in Consultant Connection, in the upper corner, it says Incentive Calculator. And you can pick which trip you're tracking for. So when you go into the Magic in the Making, it tells you that level 1 is 56,000 points to get to Disney. And then level 2 is 85,000, and you can watch the videos. Now you'll notice that the points go down once you promote to a director, an advanced director, and a senior director. And part of what we're going to be talking about today is how important adding people to your team will be to earning a trip. You really can sell yourself to a trip, but you need to be doing 2 shows a week no matter what. You can sell and recruit yourself to a trip, or you can just recruit yourself to a trip. Each qualified recruit that you have gives you, and it gives you points here if you go under details. Here we go. Each qualified recruit gives you 3,000 points. So in January, Carrie qualified by hitting her 1250. Yay, Carrie. Fabulous. And so Carrie got a promotion from Pampered Chef, but I got 3,000 points towards Disney because I helped Carrie start her business. And in February, Deb hit her 1250, so I got another 3,000. Congratulations, you two. I'm so proud of you. And here you are on your training. So that's 6,000 points. Now you'll notice that, normally if you look at last year's stats for me, last January I sold 12,000, and this past January I only sold 5,000. So my sales have been really low and my bookings have been low. So it's really good that I'm doing this training with you guys, because it's teaching you that even when you run low on bookings, you can re-jumpstart your business. But look at, I've already got 6,000 in recruiting and 8,000 in sales. So you have to know how to come together and get your tracker. There's also another tab on there that I'm just going to point out off to the side. If you're a strong seller, you might earn Elite Seller and Excellence Awards. So Elite Seller is if you're selling 6,000 a month and a rolling 75,000 in the last 12 months. So normally I hit that when I hit my 6,000 a month, and that gives you an extra 2% income on everything you sell. The Excellence Award is in multiple categories. In sales, if you sell $55,000 in a year's time, you get excellence awards. And this ring, this diamond and ruby ring that I have here that they gave us, that's one of them. There's bracelets. There's all kinds of things that you get for excellence awards. And you can get it in recruiting for qualifying 15 recruits. And you can also get it in developing directors and organizational sales. So we're going to talk about how do we get to Disney. So the first thing we need, obviously, is bookings. And I'm in the same place that a lot of you guys are in, which is I'm not full for my March calendar. I need more bookings. So where do bookings come from? They come from sales, from shows that you currently have. But what if you don't have a lot of shows on your books right now? Like, where are we going to get them? So I'm going to tell you what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to grab, and if you don't have a 3-ring notebook or a spiral bound notebook, you can grab one tomorrow. And I want you to draw a line down the center of the center of your page. And on one side, you're going to write old, and the next side, you're going to write new. And this is really for your own benefit. And the reason that we're doing this is that we need old context, but we also need new context. We need to get into new blood, new people. So anybody that is an outside order on a show, or if you're a virtual consultant, that would be all of your guests on your show because you haven't actually met them. If you do full service checkout with them by private messaging them and saying something like, hey, Amanda, thanks so much for placing your order on Carrie's show. I noticed, you were a rock star and commenting. I really appreciated that. That really got everybody else, chit-chatting in the group. Because this isn't a live show, I'd just like to take a second and, thank you for your order and see how I can help you in the future. Have you ever considered doing what Carrie's doing and earning some free products by hosting a show of your own? You totally rocked this party. I think you'd do a great job on your own. So you're asking them directly. You're thanking them for their order, build a relationship, and then ask them if they're interested in hosting a show. You also, and we're going to be talking about host coaching, and that's going to be a separate week altogether, but throughout Director Bound or Disney Bound, you're going to be learning that talking about recruiting is a part of every step of your business. So let's say Amanda was rocking this virtual party. I would say, oh my gosh, you probably did more on this party than I did, Amanda. Have you ever considered earning a little extra money and having a side gig? And then you wait to see what she says. If she says, no, I've never considered it. Do you have any friends that could use a little extra money, maybe some vacation money for this summer or need to pay off some student loans? Now, do you notice I'm putting a plug for very specific things that a lot of common people start Pampered Chef for? So, so you're doing that in the midst of reaching out to people. So recruiting needs to always be on the back of your mind, and so does sales. And so Deb and I were talking before you guys all got on here. How do you, we call it prospecting, how do you have a conversation with somebody that you can then turn the conversation towards Pampered Chef? So for those of you who weren't on the last call, I gave the example. I just got back from a retreat in Texas. And when I'm on a plane, I specifically wait for the bathrooms to be occupied. And then I get out of my seat for 2 reasons. One, so I can stand. Even though they don't want you standing by the bathroom, I can stand and stretch my legs. But 2 is because the bathrooms are back where the flight attendants are. And when you're standing, you can start a conversation. So Steve was by the back of the Southwest Airlines that I was on, and I said to him, so Steve, how long have you been doing, flight attending? And he said, only a year and a half. And I said, oh my gosh, what'd you do before that? And he said, I owned a bakery. And I said, oh my gosh, you tell me about it. So we chatted about that. How did you get into bakery? Was it a family-owned business? No, I'm just chatting about Steve, right? And then I say, oh my gosh, Steve, I can tell that you really like to cook. I'm a Pampered Chef consultant. And of course he says, oh my God, I love Pampered Chef. I have some of your stones. I immediately pull my phone out of my pocket and I say, Well, why don't you give me your cell number and I will text you a link to the catalog and you can see what's new with Pampered Chef. And if you give me your address, I'll pop a catalog in the mail when I get home. So now he doesn't hesitate. He rattled off his phone number for me and I put it right in my phone. And right while I was standing there, I texted him a link to the interactive catalog so that whenever he landed, it was there. And I just chatted with him. Somebody came in and out of the bathroom. We chatted some more, let somebody else go in, and then I finally went into the bathroom. And I gave him a mini catalog that I had on hand because I don't go anywhere without mini catalogs. Okay, so you should have mini catalogs with you at all times. They should always be stamped with all of your information, your customer VIP page, your email, your phone number, and your website. You don't have to put your address on it because you don't need people stalking you, but everything else should be on there. So let me give you some other examples. Standing in the grocery store, you need to be able to start a conversation. If this is like really out of your comfort zone, just start with opening your mouth and talking to somebody and being nice. It has to start somewhere, right? And I just want you guys to get out of your comfort zone. You don't have to be a Sue, but you could. You talk to people all the time. So I love cute shoes. So that is usually a lead in all the time for me because I'm always like, oh my God, those are so cute. Where did you get them? You know, like that is what pops out of my mouth naturally. Once you get a conversation started with somebody, often you can say, so tell me, what do you do? They will in turn usually ask you what you do. I don't care if you're a nurse or an LNA or you work in the school district. The first thing out of your mouth needs to be, I own my own business. I help busy people get dinner on the table in 29 minutes. Have you ever heard of the Pampered Chef? Or something like that, a 30-second commercial. You know, I teach really fun cooking classes. Have you ever heard of the Pampered Chef? You know, something like that is fast and easy. Most of the time they're going to say, I love the Pampered Chef. Raise your hand if you hear that when people hear I do Pampered Chef. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody. So, and that's so common. So people love Pampered Chef. Thank God we have a great reputation. People don't shy away from us. When they say, I love Pampered Chef, and these words are written down and I record them for you as well, this is what I say back to them. I want you guys to memorize this because this is so easy and non-stalkerish. The key is you don't want to act like you're a stalker because people won't give you information. I had one girl say, nobody at Dunkin' Donuts will give me their information. I asked what she said, and she comes across really pushy. So this is what I say. And when they say, oh my God, I love Pampered Chef, I go, oh my gosh, when was the last time you hosted a show? There are so many new products in the catalog. I would love to send you the specials. When you see something you like, you give me a shout. All I need is your name, your phone number, and your email, and I'll get that off to you as soon as I get home. Then I whip my phone out, and I just go, and so what's your cell? I just say that. People give you their cell all the time. And what's your email so I can email you the specials? Great. It was so nice meeting you, Tammy. I'll get those off to you when I get home. So they will never, ever, ever call you. So it is your job, we are the consultants, to follow up with them. So you're going to say, Tammy, it was so nice meeting you today at the grocery store. Here are the specials that I said I would send you. Just so you know, I am doing this amazing new wok stir fry called General Tso's Chicken Stir Fry. I would love to teach your friends how to get a healthy meal on the table in 29 minutes or less. You would earn hundreds in free half price and discounted products. Ask around your friends. If they say that they're interested, let's get together. See the attachments below. So I send that off to them. Many of you that have been on trainings with me for a long time have heard that I did that one time and I gave the girl, she had all of my contact information. It was Christmas time. She was from the bookstore. It took me 2 days to get back to her. She was like, oh, I've been waiting to hear from you. I already talked to my mom and we want to do a show in December. Now she could have called me or texted me. She had my information. Nobody will ever call you. In 15 years, 2 people. They will not call you. But when I call them, or I email them, they're like, oh, I've been waiting to hear from you. Yes, I'd like to do a party. Or, okay, let's give it a try. I don't know if I have anybody that will, do it. But it's our job to follow up. Pampered Chef actually did studies. And we as consultants feel like we're bothering our hostesses when we call them to host coach, or when we call our customers to follow up and see if they like their products or need any recipes. That's called CCCs, customer connection, customer care calls. But Pampered Chef did studies with the customers, and they say, I never hear from my consultant. So there's a disconnect. We think we're bothering them, and they say they never hear from us, okay? So perfect example, and I'm going to get to the notebook in just a second, but a perfect example of why we need to get in touch with our customers. This is a whole list, and you'll see my picture posted again on the team page. Now, I'd love for you guys to join in as well on our Facebook team page. Here, let me move this down so you guys can see. Sorry, my mouse thingy is still not working correctly. All right, I gotta get to the Incredibles here. There we go. When you're on the team page, there are announcements here, and it says see all. There are 3 pinned announcements. This is links to YouTube training videos. I have a YouTube channel, so if you need to know how to do a fundraiser or something like that, this is where you go. There's a video on it. But make 5 two-way contacts a day. Reach out to people. We're shooting for 25 a week. I want you guys to start just taking a photo, just like I did here, of who I reached out to, text and emailed, left message, and then I Facebook messaged her. I left her a voice message, I Facebook Messenger. I didn't have her phone number, so I Facebook messaged her. So these are the people that I wrote down and I've reached out to. So you want to keep track of that by just taking a photo of what it is that the people that you're reaching out to under this make 5 two-way contacts, so that keeps bumping to the top of our page. And that way we can cheer each other on. As I was making calls, I can sort, when you've been in business for a while, you can sort by town. So I sorted all the people in my zip code. And I sent out mini catalogs to about, I don't know, maybe 100, close to 100 people. So I bought a whole roll of stamps, and I sent out that the mini catalog with the sticker on the back, and I posted the sticker on our team page. And now what I'm doing is every day I'm following up with those people because nobody has called me. So I am calling or texting them, hey, Jackie, it's Sue Mullen with the Pampered Chef. Just want to make sure you got that mini catalog I mailed you. What's your favorite new product? Let me know. Give me a text. I'll give you a call back. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. I let them know I'm calling them back. So I've been calling and leaving like little things, left message, whatever. You have to follow up with these people. So what is the drawing of the line? Old and new. Old contacts are people that past hostesses, past customers, things like that. New people are people that you've not approached about hosting a show in the future. So out and about prospects, outside orders on shows. And if you don't have a lot of people on Facebook, you need to go to Facebook and do 2 things. One is called green dotting, and that is when you're on Facebook, off to the bottom right-hand side, it'll show people that are online currently. They'll have a green dot next to their name. I want you to reach out to 5 people a day on green dotting and just start a conversation. Hey, Karen, how are you? We haven't chatted in forever. Are you still at, the nursing home? Whatever. Start a conversation. Don't go in for Pampered Chef right away. Start a conversation. Eventually, you ask them what they're doing. Wait till they ask you what you're doing. And then you can ask if they're interested. Hey, and you can even use what I call the backdoor approach. Do you know of anybody that might be interested? You know, so you're not directly asking them, hey, do you know anybody that might be interested in hosting a virtual Facebook party or a live cooking class? I really need to get some practice shows in. I'm just jump starting my business. I'm just relaunching my business. However you want to do it. I literally relaunched my business when I heard about that Spain, France, and Italy trip, you know, 7 years ago. And I have been in business 7.5 years. So I said, I'm relaunching my business and I need 18 bookings in the month of February. Like, I had a goal. I told people my goal and I asked if they could help. You really want 50% of your business to be new business, because that means you're growing, you got growth coming, and you're going to keep track of old business and new business. So I'm going to give you a list of some old business: past host, customers, fair or vendor event leads, and follow-up calls. New business: referrals. So when your friend says, no, I'm not interested, or I'm too busy, my house is too small, or whatever, what I want you to do is I want you to take a screenshot of what their excuse is, and I want you to send that to your director. So Christine, Jen, myself, and let us help you overcome objections until you know what to say on those. Sometimes we have something great to say. Sometimes we're stumped as you are. But we've been doing it long enough that we've seen and heard the same excuses. I'm too busy. Who knows what the correct response to I'm too busy is?
Busy doing what?
Yeah, Tammy, points for you, points for you. She pays attention during training. I'm so happy. I'm seriously giving you extra bonus points for the drawing this month. That makes me so happy that people pay attention when I'm training. Yes, so tell me what you're busy doing. We never disregard them saying they're busy. If they say they're busy, they're busy. That's fine. We're all busy. We love busy people. Busy people get stuff done. Deb and I were just talking about that. So tell me, what are you busy doing? Why are we doing that? Our job is to help fill a need for these people, right? So maybe they're busy running their kids to sports and they need to know how to put a 20-minute dinner together that's healthy and it's cheaper than McDonald's. Maybe they're busy. One of my hostesses was like, oh my God, I'm too busy. I play indoor soccer. I coach my son's indoor soccer, and I'm the head of the whole community center soccer program. Ding, 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 fundraiser, fundraiser, fundraiser. She did a 220-person fundraiser when she didn't have enough time to do a 2-hour cooking show with me. Like, you got to find, I mean, I recruited a girl on my team and she only wanted to do fundraiser things. She never wanted the free stuff for herself. That was her personality. She didn't want to get free stuff. She just wanted to help other people. So you got to figure out these people so that we know how we can meet their needs. So your job is to get information from them. So when you reach out to people out and about, my husband and my kids joke with me, but I'm going to start asking these questions. When you say, well, I talked to the lady at the grocery store, my kids are like, and did you get her social security number, Mom? Or my husband jokes all the time. He's like, yeah, and is she married and have any kids? I'm like, well, actually, yeah, she's got a 17-year-old and blah, 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 blah. You know, like, I can tell you everything about the person because I'm really good at out and about. But that's something that is a teachable behavior or habit. You don't have to be outgoing to do it. You get a really good waitress at your restaurant. We all go out to eat, right? You keep these in your purse. You put a sticky note on it. And I do have sticky notes that have the door price slip information, but you can just literally put a pretty sticky note on it. And you say to her, Tammy, you are an awesome server tonight. I just wanted to say thank you so much. You're really good at what you do. I'm looking for people just like you in my business. Can I give you some information about what I do? And when you're not on hours, would it be all right if I called you and asked if it might be something you'd be interested in? You're complimenting her for being good at her job and you're trying to recruit her. And if she says, sure, you give her this stuff and say, great, why don't you give me your name and your email? I'll text you some information. I'll tell you a little bit about what I do. And if it's something that might be interesting to you, we can meet for a cup of coffee back here before your shift or something like that. Okay? So we see people in the store. Obviously, if you have a big line of people behind you, I have had people, when they see my logo gear, say, oh my God, I have a broken stone. And I'll whip my phone out right at the register and I'll say, just give me your name and your cell phone number. I'll text you. And after you're off your shift, I'll help you with your broken stone. Okay. Now, you make no money on helping somebody with their broken stone, but I can tell you the goodwill and the number of shows that we have gotten by helping somebody do a return. You could just give out, some consultants say, just call 1-888-OUR-CHEF and they'll take care of it for you. And sure enough, they will. And some other person will get that person's business for life. You know, if you take care of your customers will eventually take care of you. Any questions so far? Okay, so the list, referrals. So you're asking for referrals. If Tammy says she can't do a show, you say, Tammy, is there anybody you could introduce me to that loves Pampered Chef, that hosts in-home parties all the time? When was the last time you were invited to Mary Kay or a jewelry party or something like that? Who's your Pampered, you know, who are your in-home junkies? Outside orders or web orders are great ones. When we get to the director level, we get orders that get placed either on our website or through the .com, pamperedchef.com. Now, we don't get commissions on the .com, but those are warm contacts because those people we know love Pampered Chef. So we send them a little thank you for your online order. Here's my website. If you ever need anything, my website's open 24/7. I'm the consultant that's been assigned to you for customer service. Let me know how I might help. Pampering a business. Have you guys heard about going to businesses and pampering a business? So post on your Facebook wall, I'm looking to pamper 5 businesses this month. Nominate your business for me to come in and bring goodies and catalogs. And then everybody who says, pick us, you private message and they all win. You've been chosen. What day would be good? I'll come in with some catalogs. If we hit $200 in guest sales, you, Susie Worker, gets the 60% off item. Okay. Lunch hours or after work parties at the office. I just found a lead on a hair salon and I reached out to her and I said, oh my gosh, I heard you're friends with so-and-so, you're interested in Pampered Chef. I saw online that you own a salon. Why don't we do it after work at your salon? I could get you extra catalogs for your clients to look at while they're having their hair done. You know, like she owns a salon, she can put that catalogs out. So you want people that meet a lot of people. That's really good. There's a girl, Katie Hushlicker, I think is her name. You'll see her name. She does 23 to 25 shows a month, and 90% of them are during the day. I'm like, oh my gosh, like stay-at-home moms, mommy groups, pampering businesses, stuff like that. I'm like, I need to get on the horn on that. I would much rather do daytime shows. So it's possible. If that's what you want, you can make it work. Teachers' lounges at schools. I have 2 teachers that let me come into their classroom once school gets out. So the secretaries let me in right before school gets out. I get up to the room that's empty. I start setting up, and then over the PA system after school is out, it says, the Pampered Chef party will begin in room 307 at 2:37 or whatever. And it's really funny. And then any of the teachers that are around after school that want to see what's new pop in. Meet your neighbors. I say this all the time, and when you are host coaching, please add these words to your hostess, especially if you're doing live shows. Virtual doesn't really matter. Live shows. I always say, please invite your neighbors and let them know that you want to get to know your neighbors and that you're going to be inviting everybody in the neighborhood. So it'll be fun to get to know each other before summertime gets here, because they want to get to know you, but they don't want to sit across the table from you and have dinner, because that is way too awkward if we all don't get along. So if you invite them, I'm your entertainment, the Pampered Chef lady, but they'll get to meet everybody in the neighborhood, because your neighbors are nosy and they want to see your house and they want to meet you, and they will buy products because they don't want to be embarrassed. So they will add an order. So neighbors tend to be these really unharvested gems at shows. So you can host your own last chance first glance party this coming week. If you want, as an open house, you can do it online virtually. And what that is you're showing off the things that are being discontinued, and you are showing off the new products that are out. So you could do a virtual one where you go Facebook Live and show the products. You could do it in post. I know Jen Mitchell and Christine, their team, are doing one together right now, and they're doing the posting. So it's just another way of having people see what's up. And you can have 2 different shows open in your name where you're the host of both of those, or you could run them as a mystery host show. Fairs and booths. I know up in New Hampshire there aren't a lot of those going on at this time of year, but I did just book Concord Market Days for those of you who are local to me. And if you want to take a shift this summer at Concord Market Days, I put out the calendar and it costs $25 per, I think it's a 4-hour shift. You're on with one other person, and we run the entire weekend. It's like 3 days. Fundraisers. So I'm doing an SPCA fundraiser, but I also talk about my fundraisers in my shows. And because of that, one of the ladies at one of my shows recently works at a private school called Bishop Brady. And I had done a fundraiser for them years ago, but that person left. So now I have a new in, and she's on school vacation this week, but they're talking about that. Chamber of Commerce or lead groups, like networking groups, these are a great place for you to get to know other people. So if you're not involved in a group, if you don't have a lot of customers or a lot of hosts that you can call, like me, I'm calling all these past people. If you don't have a lot of people to call, you want to get involved in some type of group where you're mixing it up with other people. So years ago, I got challenged to offer my services as a guest speaker. Now, Carrie just did this at her church, and I thought that was a great idea. I called the Christian Women's Club like 7 years ago, and it took me a while to figure out who I needed to talk to and for them to get me on the calendar and all of that. But I ended up doing just a presentation, and I would say that nobody there was under 65. Maybe 1 or 2 people, but most of them were between like 65 and 80. And I did a fruit salsa in the manual food processor, and I had pre-made flour tortilla shells with cinnamon sugar on them, and everybody got to have a snack. And I did it to just get my name out there and to kind of give goodwill back to the community. I had no idea if I would get any sales. 4 days after the show, one lady in her late 70s called me and ordered 10 manual food processors at $53 a piece. Well, back then it was probably $49 a piece, because everybody on her Christmas list, all of her kids and grandkids, were going to get one because she just thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, and she had disposable income. So she did a $500 show for me all by her lonesome. So people are always like, oh, they're retired, they have everything they need. They're buying for other people and they don't have kids in their house. So it's all between these 4 inches here, how you look at things, okay? And I don't know, have I ever talked to you about the belief triangle? Okay, so I want you on a piece of paper, I want you to draw a triangle. I'm going to show you what I mean here. So the belief triangle, in a lot of businesses, they always talk about this, and I'm gonna turn it all on its head in just a second. You have belief at the top, and then you have action, and then you have results. So it looks like this, okay? Belief, action, results. And they say that if you believe you can do it, it'll motivate you to take the actions to get the job done, and then you'll see the results. But I'm going to tell you that does not work. It does not work for me, because I didn't believe I could be a director. In my head, I didn't believe it. But I turned this sideways, and I just started with action. They said, book 8 shows, hold 6. Okay, I did the action. Once you hold 6, get 10 people, 15, you try to get 15 people there, but hopefully we're in front of 10 at each show. We're in front of 60 people a month. Okay, I did that. When you're there, you ask every single person if they are interested in joining your team for extra money, booking a party to get free products, do a catalog or online, fundraiser, referral, or bridal shower. I did that. I did the actions. The actions created results. The results led me to the belief because I promoted to a director. But I honestly didn't have the belief that I could be a director before I started the actions. I just started the actions. And I heard a person speak about this at national conference when he said, I put a picture on the refrigerator of myself when I was super skinny to help me get, when I go to the fridge, make better choices and all of that. And he said, but guess what? I wasn't getting fit like I wanted to get fit. So I hired a personal trainer and I went to the gym, and the personal trainer said, do this exercise, get down, move like this, do this. And I was like, well, what does that do? What muscle does it work? Why am I doing it? And he goes, you're doing it because you're paying me to get you fit. Just do it. And so the guy, he just did the actions that the personal trainer told him to do. And he said, the actions brought about the results. The results brought about the belief that I could be healthy. So I challenge you to start with the actions, and the actions are to get your list going. So the left side of the page, you're going to have 1 to 10, 10 old contacts and 5 new contacts. Okay. I want you to write the time that you're going to do what's called a power hour. A power hour is where you spend 45 minutes on the phone or texting or Facebook messaging. And if you need to know word choices, we can work with you on that. And then the last 15 minutes is actually following up with, all right, I said I would send them the host special, the guest special, whatever. But 45 minutes needs to be income producing activities, meaning it needs to result in the shows that we're looking for. And so you start calling. I want you to also mark down what time of day and what day you're doing these calls or texting on. The reason we're doing that is we're trying to get some traction as to when is a good time that you're going to be able to touch base with people. Susie did this, and she found for herself Sunday afternoons were really good for a long time. But you need to figure it out. If you end up calling 15 people and 5 of them were home, your ratio is 5 out of 15. So a third of the people you call actually picked up the phone and you had a two-way conversation. Out of those 5 people you talked to, maybe 1 said that they would do a virtual party with you. So your stats are 1 in 15 people to get 1 booking. Sometimes it's 20 or 25. So if you need 8 shows on your calendar. Anybody gonna do the math? Grab your phone. 8 times what? 15, right?
It's 120 people.
120 different people. So that Frank's list, remember we talked about creating a list of 100 people that you know? We're gonna work on that. So we have a few minutes left. I want you guys to grab your pens out because you need to have an action list of where you're going from here. So the first thing you're going to do in the next 24 to 48 hours is you're going to work on this Frank's list. So I want you to, and I will post the text for this as well. Let me find, here it is. Okay. I want you to list just first names, your best friend, and I want you to come up with 5 in each of these categories. So 5 of your closest friends. Mary Beth, Heather, Margaret, Marcy. Like who do you reach out to if you need prayer requests or something really good's going on? Okay. 5 old friends. And you can write the category next to it so you can come back to it later and add to it. So this is all under F, F-R-A-N-K-S. High school friends. College friends. Childhood friends, elementary people that you hung out with, you know. Maybe a longtime friend that you haven't seen, like you were in their wedding, they were in your wedding, but you guys drifted apart. Because we're going to make sure we're Facebook friends with them shortly. It's going to be one of your green dot assignments. Activities that you're involved in. Are you involved in church, the gym, a yoga class, a sporting event, a concert, a homeschool group? Who's on your Christmas card list? I have people that I went to college with that I get Christmas cards from regularly. I haven't reached out to them in a while. I need to reach back out to them. That's the F's, R, relatives. So now you've got like your close relatives, like your aunts, your uncles, your cousins. People that are in other states. You want to do your husband's or spouse's family members, your sister-in-laws, your brother-in-laws, their sisters, people that you see. These are acquaintances, you know. They don't have to be close people. They're people that we need to announce our business to let them know that we are the Pampered Chef person. Associates, people from other departments, marketing, health and human resources, people from your last job. How about people from the job before that? Got one or two people from there. Neighbors. Who lives to the left of you, the right of you, across the street, down the block? You don't even have to know their names. People in the yellow house. You can walk down and hand them a mini catalog with a printed invitation that says, I'm having an open house. I just wanted you to know that I'm your local Pampered Chef consultant. My website is open 24/7, but I'd love for you to pop by and see what's new. My name's Kathy. Kids are people that you know through your pets or through your kids. Knitting club, Bible study, book club, band and chorus, Girl Scouts, your vet, your hair salon. Now, I have a form that I send to my hostesses, and I will also post this in the Disney Bound. It's called Who to Invite. And it starts out with the similar, you know, friends, family, neighbors, spouses, relatives, spouses, friends, friends of friends. So now you're franking your Frank's list. So maybe your husband's best friend's name is Bob. Who's Bob's friends? Who's Bob's relatives and coworkers or whatever? Grandparents. Do you know a pregnant woman? Who do you know eats vegan or vegetarian? Who do you know that's a pet owner? Loves their dogs. Who's a foodie? You see them posting or reposting those videos. Sunday school teacher or a teacher at a high school or a hair salon or somebody in the military or has a kid in the military. Healthcare providers, nail salons, hair salons, your local grocery store, service providers, restaurants, dry cleaners, bank tellers. Your bank tellers see you all the time. Post office, you need to let them know, hey, I'm doing an open house. If you can't make it, you can order online. Teachers, coaches, other parents, carpool drivers, daycare workers, co-workers, your spouse's co-workers, people who love to cook, people who hate to cook, people who love having parties, people who work full-time, people who work part-time, stay-at-home moms, people who love Pampered Chef, people who have no idea We want the 20-somethings.
Yeah.
People, you could use some extra money. Super busy people, that's on my list. And here's one that I like. I love it when you have somebody that's like, oh my God, I just got the best deal at the Christmas tree shop. Who's that person that when they get a bargain, they just can't wait to call you and tell you like, oh my God, look at these shoes, they were $12. Those are the people who want to host a show because they love getting a discount. So those are the people we want to look for. So I'm going to post those both in the Disney Bound so that you have some ideas. The purpose of that activity is to come up with a list of 100 people. Leave your sheet of paper out where you can see it, because when I did this, I wrote Lisa, my cousin Lisa's name down there. And as I walked by it later, I was like, Lisa, what other Lisas do I know? And then I listed all the Lisas I know. You know what I mean? It's like one thing leads to another, and you end up knowing way more people than you think. And it's all 6 degrees of separation. We're going to start with the people that would give us a kidney if we needed one. Obviously, those are our closest people. We're going to beg, borrow, and convince them that they need to be, helping us jumpstart our business. Once you have your first few shows going, then we're going to ask them to invite people to the show that we don't know, because we want to explain to them. We want to get bookings outside this family and friend circle. So that's our goal, is to get 8 shows booked so that we can hold 6. Does that make sense? All right. So let's talk about questions. What do you guys have for questions so far? Who's already done the Frank's list and has like a list of 100 already? Raise your hand. Anybody worked through that already? So this is a good homework assignment.
I don't have 100.
Okay, but you have a list started.
I do, in the back of this binder.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so there is on the Pampered Chef website a tab called Training and Resources, and there is a tab called Director Bound. We're calling it Disney Bound, same idea. And there's a mini catalog challenge. And the mini catalog challenge is, and you don't have to use their word choices here, but the goal is to give out 10 mini catalogs each week, or to talk to at least 10 new people where you are collecting their information. If you say I'm with the Pampered Chef, that's a good start, but you have to get their information for it to count as a contact. Now, my first flight, I tried to talk to both of the 2 young girls that were sitting on either side of me, and they were not interested in chatting at all about anything. I just could not strum up a conversation. So don't feel like I have this magical, everybody talks to me and I talk about Pampered Chef. I was like, well, I guess I'll pull my book out. So it happens to all of us. So don't feel bad. It's a numbers game. We saw that. You have to talk to enough people. And we even did a chart one time called Go for No. And there's a checkoff chart on our team Facebook page. If you search the files, called Go for No, and you marked off your no's. And when you got to 100 no's, you rewarded yourself with like a manicure or pedicure.
I remember that. That was when I was new.
Yeah, it was fun because you gotta understand that if you stop at number 27, it's probably number 28 that's going to be like your dynamo. You just have to keep going. And it's all a numbers game. It's like when you're at a restaurant and the waitress says, would you like dessert? If you say, no, I don't, you're not like, oh, I can't believe that they didn't have dessert. I'm so offended. It's her job. Her job is to offer you dessert or coffee with your dessert. It is our job to offer everybody the full service that Pampered Chef has.
Yeah.
Hey, would you like to earn some free products? Some people are like, nope, I just want to buy it. I had a lady, she was doing a show, and I texted her. She just wanted to do a catalog show, no Facebook, whatever. She said, people at work want some stuff. I said, great, call her tonight. She's like, I have one tiny order, but I'm buying that quick cooker and accessories. So she paid $280 for the quick cooker and accessory. She added one other lady's order on there, and then I got the past hostess's order, and that was the show. it was a catalog show, but the whole catalog show ended up being $400 something because darn it, that girl wanted that quick cooker and she had the money for it. So don't assume that people can't afford these things. We tend to prejudge people all the time. I will tell you, I have done $1,500 shows in the tiniest trailer where you could barely fit people into the living room. And I have done a $250 show in a $3 million home in Massachusetts. So do not prejudge based on their home, what they drive, or what they wear, because people have money in all different walks of life and they spend it when they see something they like or need. And that is totally the truth. If they find something they really want, they will find a way to get it. They will either buy it outright, they will host a show and get it for free, or they will become a consultant and earn the money for it and get it for free. So we just have to offer our services to everybody. Jen, do you have anything you want to add about the Out and About Challenge or the Go for No?
So I would just say, you really do have to ask a lot of people. You know, we're not making this up. You know, I had an extremely, I met my sales goal for this month. For those of you who don't know, I quit my full-time job and decided to go Pampered Chef full-time on January 30th. And I had to book my calendar for February. I had to get 16 parties on my calendar for February to meet the sales goal that I wanted to meet. I did the math. I looked at my January numbers, figured out how many shows do I need to have. And I just asked and asked and asked and asked. I didn't even keep track of how many people I reached out to, but I just asked and asked and asked until I had 16 shows. You're going to develop a really tough skin. I used to be all upset when somebody said no, and I'm like, give it to me straight. Do you want to have a party or not? Because if you don't, then I need to ask somebody else.
That's right. And if you don't want to, I'm fine. When would you like me to call you back? Is summertime better? Spring? When's good for you?
Yeah.
Exactly. Christine, do you have anything you would like to add?
I just keep asking people, even when you're out and about. I've been in the grocery store. They had peppers, 10 for 10. And I looked at my husband and said, I'm going to get some peppers so we can make stuffed peppers. And this lady came over and she was doing the exact same thing. And she's talking to her daughter that she's going to make some stuffed peppers. I said, oh, this is fantastic. I said, I have a great recipe from Pampered Chef. And we ended up exchanging information. We haven't had a party yet, but I have talked to her a couple of times, and she has said, just not right now, but keep talking to me. Because
and you don't get offended by that. Like, it's all about cultivating relationships. I had one lady that ended up doing this great show for me, but I called her, timing wasn't right, not right now. I'm studying for the bar exam. Oh, I just took the bar exam. Call me back in 6 months. Like, it went on. She was like, thank you, Sue, for not giving up on me. And we finally did a show, and it was a great show. So that's why you have to go through a lot of these people to get to that area where you're, you get there, you get to enough people. So I am posting on the Disney Bound page the Frank's list and the questions, what to ask as well.
I've even struck up conversation while my groceries were going down the belt with the cashier. And can you guess what I'm going to be making? Because they had the ingredients for several different things that were all from Pampered Chef recipes. And she says, well, I don't know. It has to do with peppers, onions, and sausage. Of 3 different recipes that I had the ingredients for, and that they were all Pampered Chef recipes. And again, I was able to get her information and give her mine.
Yes. And that's what you need in order to start cultivating relationships. And remember, we are in a relationships business, and we are in a service driven. So we have to find what their need is. Do people need to know how to eat keto? Do they need to know how to eat healthy? Do they just need to know how to get food on the table? Do they hate to cook like me? Are they one of those people that want to find all those fancy garnishes and all those fun things? I mean, sometimes people have all the power tools and we need to sell them the gadget things that are going to make life easier. Perfect example. You want to stalk people on Facebook occasionally. So I was looking up and I typed in the word Shelly into my phone and somebody that used to host shows all the time for me, like twice a year, hasn't hosted one in 3 years. So I went to her Facebook page and there was a funny picture of her son wearing a ski helmet with goggles and he was slicing onions. Okay. So he had his big ski helmet on, but he didn't want to get the onion smell in. And I said, underneath, I posted a picture of the simple slicer because he had a knife and the goggles. And I said, if you hook the simple slicer over the edge of the bowl or the edge of your rock crock, Shelly, he could slice him faster and he wouldn't even cry. Try that next time and it would be finger safe. Because I know she has the simple slicer. I know she has the rock crock and all of that. You know what I mean? So just kind of going on people's Facebook page and seeing what they have or, commenting. I do the same thing in my virtual parties. If somebody, says, what'd you have for dinner or, what do you like to eat? I'll post a recipe and then the tools that go with it to kind of inspire them. Oh, that looks good. Maybe I'll try that. Okay. So your goal is to work on your list of 100 this week and to reach out to at least 25 people under that thing on our team page and post a picture of the 25 people that you reached out to. I posted some scripts on the Disney Bound Incredibles Facebook group. It's not in our regular Facebook group, but in the Disney Bound. And underneath it, there's role-playing tips. Hey, Meg, I thought of you because you love to cook, hate to cook, love to entertain, whatever. I just started my Pampered Chef business and would love to treat you and your friends to a fun night out. Brag on the host rewards. You're going to get free half-price discounted products. And oh my gosh, our famous rock crocs are on clearance next month. I have a couple dates available, or whether you're doing virtual parties, however you want to do that, and then you get them booked. If you guys get 6 shows booked in the next 48 hours, new shows on your calendar, I want you to text me. You'll get a prize. Little challenge. Dangling the carrot. 6 shows in 48 hours. Obviously, today doesn't count. So tomorrow is Tuesday and Wednesday. So if by Thursday morning you send me your hostesses' names and their information, and you get 6 shows, maybe a little carrot going. All right? That sounds like Bam Bam from Pebbles.
Yeah.
Is that you?
It's Bewitched.
Oh, Bewitched. Oh, yeah, that's so cute. All right, good. It was great having you guys on. So it's going to be every Monday night for 6 weeks, and we're going to hit topics. Today was prospecting. We're going to talk about host coaching. We're going to talk about having a recruiting interview, or how do you talk about recruiting at different parts. Like, these are all the nuts and bolts about how do you run your business. And I'm going to run this regularly so that you all can learn to recruit and promote to a director in the process, so that getting to Disney will be easier and less points. Okay, text me as you have questions or text your upline director. Thank